It's time for Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar and Grill, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, the law offices of Owen Seaman, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek, Bush Brothers Car Care, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, and A-Boss Opticians. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show.
Hello and welcome to George A. Novak Field at the Wolverina for tonight's WPIAL 5A Allegheny 8 conference game between the Moon Tigers and the Woodland Hills Wolverines. I'm Vince Russo, next to me Eric Schuley. Tonight, a good one here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you by State Senator Jay Costa. Two conference opponents, the Moon Tigers looking to clinch a home playoff game tonight. They roll in here at 6-2 overall, 4-1 in Allegheny 8 play. And on the other side, it's Woodland Hills at 0-5 in conference play, 2-6 overall. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have kickoff here on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been serving families in the Woodland Hills community since 1905 and is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home. For nearly 115 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities. Woodland Hills football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Tired of a dirty car? Mr. Magic Car Wash will have your vehicle looking new again in just minutes, even those tough-to-clean wheels. Try us out at any one of our 5 convenient South Hills locations for a car wash you won't soon forget.
Mr. Magic Car Wash, clean, shiny, and dry every time.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And welcome back. We are here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Has won the toss.
And as we get to the coin toss out on the field, we are just moments away from getting rolling here. I'm Vince Russo, Eric Schuley to my right. And Eric, you were here last week. You saw the Wolverines with the big upset win over Seneca Valley, the number 6 team at the time in 6A, football. Tell me, what did you see out there last week? What did the Wolverines have go so well that they were able to rout such a quality opponent?
Well, all over the field, Vince. The offense was great. Deontay Williams kept up what he's been doing all season since he's taken over the starting job at quarterback. Very poised back there, made some great plays. The State Senator Jay Costa player of the game, Tariq Scipio, was fantastic, had 4 catches for a little over 40 yards. He was very involved. The defense was fantastic. Kept quarterback Gabe Loss under pressure all night, just did everything right, pretty much won every facet of the game.
We'll see if they can keep that up this week. Another quality opponent as the Moon Tigers roll into the Wolverina at 6-2. The Wolverines 2-6. We'll step aside one more time. When we come back, it will be time for kickoff between these two conference opponents here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Thanks for tuning in to the pregame show on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Woodland Hills Football is presented by State Senator Jay Costa. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar and Grill, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, the law offices of Owen Seaman, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek, Bush Brothers Car Care, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, and A-Boss Opticians. Now it's time for kickoff.
And we are about to get underway here at George A. Novak Field at the Wolverina. Thank you all again for joining us here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. The Tigers will kick off first. The Wolverines will receive and go right to left on offense. The kick return unit out on the field here. So the Tigers will get the ball to start the second half. They'll kick the ball off in their all-white uniforms with the white helmets, red letters on the side, and red numbers rather on the side and on the jerseys. On the other side, it's the Wolverines with the turquoise helmets and the black stripes, the black uniforms and pants, and the turquoise letters or numbers again on the front and back. So getting ready to kick off here is Jacob Zimmerman. He'll give this one a ride. And back to return is Jeffrey Williams, but that one will land right at the goal line, trickle into the end zone. And so the Wolverines offense will start at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Zimmerman's got a pretty good leg there. That's the one area that the Wolverines usually have an advantage in is the return game. But if Moon is able to take that away from the Wolverines tonight, that will not be good for Woodland Hills.
Wolverines again coming off a 36-7 rout over top of a tough Seneca Valley team. Moon coming off of a 20-6 victory over Upper St. Clair. And so the Wolverines will look to keep this 2-game winning streak intact. And they'll use a hard count here on the first offensive snap of the game. They go to handoff to William Clark, and he is swallowed up by a stout defensive line. The tackle made there by Brendan Luffy, the 6'2 senior, weighing in at 285. Made sure that one went nowhere, and it's a loss on first down.
Yeah, this Moon defense has been stingy as of late especially, and took a little bit of time to get that handoff to Will Clark, but those Tigers were through that line quick there, and not a good start for the Wolverines, backing up 4 yards.
So it'll be 2nd and 14 here in the early going. 3 receivers out to the left, including the talented tight end Joshua Rawlings, who hasn't played much in the past few weeks, but he's healthy. And a comeback route there dropped by the receiver along the sidelines. Had a little bit of space there, but unable to haul it in is number 10 for the Wolverines. That's Tariq Scipio. Scipio had a rushing touchdown last week. Deontay Williams had 2 passing scores. As we take another look at the replay, that ball just a little too far out to the right. A little high, too.
Yeah, tough throw to make there for Deontay Williams, but almost was able to connect with Scipio, but the Wolverines stuck in a 3rd and long here early.
So now a long 3rd down. They'll run a quarterback keeper up the gut with a little bit of room. It's Deontay Williams up over the 31. And it appears that may be just enough to move the chains. So a creative play call there on 3rd and long with the quarterback keeper up the middle. Williams runs that RPO to perfection. That will move the chains forward. They'll keep the drive alive.
Yeah, when you've got a guy like Deontay Williams, you got to do things like that for sure. Watch as he follows his blocker, Julius Brown, there, and he's got so much athletic ability that once he breaks off his block, he's able to do the rest himself.
So first down again. And again, it'll be a quarterback keeper, is able to make a couple would-be tacklers miss. And so Deontay Williams turns a 1 or 2 yard loss into a 2 or 3 yard gain for second and manageable.
Yeah, again, it's so important when you to have a guy like that, because like you said, Vince looked like that was going to be a loss in the backfield, but he reads it, thinks there's not going to be much doing with William Clark up the middle there, so he keeps it, and he's able to evade a couple tacklers and get himself a few yards there and make it a little bit more manageable on second down here for Woody High.
So we are just a few minutes into this one, a big conference matchup. Wolverines looking to win their first conference contest of the season after going 2 for 2 in consecutive non-conference matchups. Bobbled snap there, they'll get it out to Armani Bailey, and he's hit. He juggled that one, they'll call it incomplete. You always got to be careful on those swing passes that it doesn't go backwards and is counted as a fumble, but that one went just forward enough that the drop by Bailey is not a turnover.
Yeah, close call there for Woodland Hills. Deontay Williams getting that ball out quickly there, but just not exactly where he would have wanted. It was pretty decent pass, but looked like Bailey had a little bit of trouble with it, but he probably got to make that catch, but I'm not sure he would have had much room to run as Moon was converging on him pretty quickly there. So another third down for Woodland Hills.
Again, third down indeed. It's 3rd and 8 for the Wolverines. They have the ball at their own 33. They'll hand it off here to Clark. Clark able to get a little separation to the right. It looks like he's going to have the first down and more. He's up over the 50. Almost made the defense miss entirely. Gets to around the 45, and he's dragged down right at the 45. And so that one moves the chains again. 2 for 2 on third down. The Wolverines are on this drive, and that will set them up in opponent's territory for the first time tonight.
Yeah, just a great job of converting another third down on the ground, Vince. You know, so that's what Woodland Hills seems to do best. They've had some success through the air since Deontay Williams has taken over at quarterback. But again, another third down converted with a rushing play.
Fake handoff there, and the RPO almost costly as Williams has to jump on that one after bobbling yet another snap. A little bit of miscommunication here early with some of those RPO plays. Coach Tim Bostard getting the play into the quarterback. The defense, a strong suit. They've allowed just 20 points in the past 2 games, the Tigers have. En route to what is a 4-1 conference record. They're one of 3 teams tied atop the perch of the Allegheny Eight Conference. The other 2 are playing tonight. Peters Township and Bethel Park. We'll do our best to keep you all updated on the scores of the games around the conference as we head towards the playoffs. A passing play here on second down. That one batted down at the line. And again, that defensive line for the Tigers has been emphasized all season as a real strong suit. But there it's the linebacker, Jamal Littlejohn, who plays both ways. He was able to get the paw up there and knock that one down.
Yeah, not much doing there for Woodland Hills. It might have even been picked off if that pass would have gotten through the hands. But, you know, one thing you mentioned that defensive line, Vince, at number 53, you got to keep an eye on him. Ben Bladel for Moon, 15 sacks on the year, and including 6 in one game against Montour earlier in the year. So he's a defensive end to watch.
Option play here, and that one almost dropped. Bailey had to lay out just to get it. Now a flag on the field as he's gang tackled it around the 45-yard line. So a long toss into the backfield results in what stands right now as a gain of nothing, but it looks like the Wolverines might be marching backwards after a holding call, it looks like.
Holding offense.
And so it'll still be third down. And that'll move the Wolverines back into their own territory. The ball will be placed at the 42-yard line. And so they will have quite a ways to go. They need to get to the opponent's 35-yard line to convert.
They've done well on third down so far tonight. The Wolverines have, but this one's going to be a tough mountain to climb here.
3rd and 23, pressure, quarterback able to get rid of it, but that's intercepted. The pressure led to an errant throw and an interception, and now the Tigers come back the other way. And tackle made at about the 41-yard line. That one picked off, and that's number 22, Dawson Snyder. The pressure was created by Luffy once again, the senior, able to get into the backfield. And that Tigers defensive line has caused all sorts of havoc here in the early going for the Wolverines. It leads to a turnover there.
Yeah, it looked like they may have been trying to set up the screen, but it was covered well. Looked like Ben Bladel had a hand on William Clark there. He wasn't able to let him get free, but nonetheless, Deontay Williams throws one up for grabs as he was under duress, and the defense has to do their job here now.
And a fumbled snap here on first down. Quarterback picks it up and tries to move forward, but that'll be a loss of about 4 yards, and that's Jeremiah Dean, the sophomore, taking the snap at the backfield. So Moon not ready there, and they'll march backwards before they try and go forwards. It'll now be second down at about 14.
Yeah, nice job by Woodland Hills there to not let Dean break free. Sometimes on broken plays like that, you can see athletic players break free, but Woodland Hills keeps them back in the backfield.
So now second down again, they'll go with a sort of wildcat formation, but it looks like a false start on the offense as Jamal Littlejohn, the running back, was about to take the snap out of the backfield.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
And so again, another loss there. It'll make 2nd and 19 now for the Tigers as the Wolverines now in an advantageous position. Talking a little bit more about that Moon defense, they were able to pick off the talented quarterback at Upper St. Clair 2 times last week. And another 4 sacks. Let's see if they can capitalize off the turnover here, if the Wolverines can hold them. A deep pass down the right side, an open receiver. That one in and out of the arms of Jeremiah Dean. Unable to corral that one. Good coverage on the play, but Dean did have about a half a step, but was unable to hang on to that one.
Yeah, Vince, you're right. A tiny bit of separation there. Some hand fighting going on between Dean and Chamberlain, but Chamberlain wins out. His ball is bobbled at the end, and then Dean is unable to bring it in. So creating a 3rd and long now for Moon.
Tyler McGowan with the throw there. So far, we have not seen Dante Clay, the talented senior for Moon. Had a 5-touchdown performance against Chartiers Valley. He played last week, but has missed some time with injury. But now it is the sophomore McGowan. He rolls out to the left, has time, throws the ball, has a man wide open in the middle of the field. And streaking down across the 20-yard line, makes a few miss. He's inside the 15, and that's where he will be brought down. And another long completion there. Dawson Snyder, the receiver, coming down with it. Snyder with the interception. And now he makes a big reception on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, you know, Woodland Hills looks to go with the coverage there, dropping 7 into coverage, only rushing 4, and it comes back to bite him. As you can see, the 4 up front can't get any pressure. They get him out of the pocket, McGowan, but he's able to find a wide open Moon Tiger right there, as you can see on the replay, Dawson Snyder, and makes a big play for Moon.
That will move the chains first down now after it was 2nd and 19. And a quick wildcat keeper there. Doesn't go very far at all. Looks like a gain of about 1, maybe 2. So Littlejohn on the carry there.
Yeah, Moon likes to mix things up, go to that wildcat sometimes if they can. And right there you see Jamal Littlejohn, who's had almost 100 carries on the year. Taking that one right there. He's very close to 400 yards.
Now it's Snyder with a little bit of room along the left side. No one's going to catch him. He's able to streak into the end zone, and the Tigers will strike first off of the turnover. Snyder is able to convert the interception into 6 points the other way with a run to the left side, and it's 6-0.
Yeah, you know, that 3rd and long now really coming back to bite Woodland Hills is something you can't do, is give up 3rd and very long like that, and they do it, and unfortunately Moon is able to get into the end zone just a couple plays later, and wonder if you'll see a little bit more blitzing from Woodland Hills tonight rather than dropping a bunch into coverage. We'll see what happens.
Snap down, kick is no good. That one wide to the right, so Zimmerman unable to connect, so it'll stay a 6-point game. As these two teams take to the sidelines to get the special teams out on the field, we'll step aside for just a second. But you're tuned into the Wolverines and Tigers here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. WPIAL.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And so after the 14-yard run to the left side by Dawson Snyder and a missed extra point by Zimmerman, we stand at 6-0 here, and the Tigers will get set to kick off again here with 6 minutes, 28 seconds left in our opening quarter of play here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Zimmerman again with the boot here. This one able to be corralled by Williams. Jeffrey Williams takes it around the 5-yard line, gets up over the 25, is able to make the first few tacklers miss. There's a flag on the field. They've still not blown the play dead, rather. And finally, Williams will be brought to the turf just shy of the 35-yard line.
Never good when you're the receiving team and a flag goes down on a kickoff. Probably be on Woodland Hills here. We'll see what the call is.
Face match. On the kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the end of the line.
And so fortune on the side of the Wolverines there. The face mask against the Tigers will move the Wolverines forward another 5 yards, and so they will have good field position to start just shy of the 40-yard line.
I stand corrected, Vince, and I'm happy about it. You rarely see something like that. Usually it's a block in the back or a hold on the return team, but Woodland Hills hopes to take advantage of that face mask.
And so they'll go to the ground once again on first down, and a hard tackle there. The ball carrier, William Clark, able to get a couple on that first down play. This is an offense that has been humming along. 36 points last week against Seneca Valley. Averaged 25 points per on the season. This Moon defense, though, has been tough. We talked about that front four creating pressure. We talked about holding Upper St. Clair to just 6 points last week. And Peters Township 13 the week before. And a little movement there on the offensive line. So the 5 yards are given. The 5 yards are taken just a few plays later. And so the false start penalty against the Wolverines will move them back once again. It'll be 2nd and about 13. That one on Thomas Sheard, the senior. And so they'll go to work with 3 receivers in the set. Clark, a blocking back on this play as they're going to go deep. They have a man open, and that one's hauled in. A beautiful throw and catch there, and the Wolverines will flip the field down to the 31-yard line. And it's Scipio, again, the junior. Seems to have about one of those a game, Eric, where he makes a really great over-the-shoulder catch downfield.
Yeah, that's just a fantastic grab. You're right, Vince. We saw a very similar play in Kiski, a little closer to the goal line. Saw a couple of them last week. Just a great job tracking that ball and bringing it in by Scipio, holding onto it to the ground. Great play. Great throw by Williams as well.
Just what the Wolverines needed. That keeps this drive alive and puts them in opponent territory for the 2nd time in as many drives. They'll hand it off again, and a nice second effort there by Clark. Gets the ball inside the 30, down towards the 25-yard line. And so it'll be 2nd and short after what appears to be about a 6 or 7 yard gain there by Clark.
Such a tough run there by William Clark, and you saw DeJuan Howes come over, get a big block for him to help him out there. Just great job all around on first down to get a nice chunk of yardage, make it a little bit more manageable here on 2nd down.
Clark coming off his 5th straight 100-yard plus performance, had 125 and a score last week. And they'll hand it off here again. A nice block along the outside. Clark able to spring forward, makes a few tacklers miss. Now he's got one more man to beat, but he's brought down an ankle shoestring tackle right around the 12-yard line. But that'll move the chains again, and the Wolverines are threatening here, trying to at least tie this one up.
Yeah, William Clark so close, just couldn't get away from Logan Young there at the end, but you know, we saw it last week. We've seen it almost every week. William Clark just able to break so many tackles, uses that lower body strength to break through a couple Tigers there, as you see on the replay, and just gets it so close to the 10-yard line as Wolverines sit just outside at the 12.
Certainly not a guy you want to arm tackle. They'll give it to him once more. He gets stood up there, though. That defensive line won't allow him to get more than a couple. Looks like he got to the 11-yard line, a gain of 1 on first down. So 2nd and 9. Take another look. That defensive line anchored by Luffy. We talked about Ben Bladel, Andrew Sampson at 5'8", 210 pounds, and Dalton Dobbins at 6'3", 210 pounds. They've got a lot of muscle on that defensive line. The Wolverines have been able to find a few holes here early, though. They're threatening. They'll go with a quarterback keeper there. That looked like a potential horse collar tackle, but Luffy only got the jersey. There'll be no call there, and it will once again be 3rd and long for the Wolverines.
Yeah, you could see that play was blown up right from the start. They were able to break through where the Tigers sent several, and actually that should have been a penalty. That's a rule change now in high school football. Anywhere in that area, if you pull where the nameplate is, that's a penalty. So it looks like the refs missed that one, if in my opinion, based on what the rule says.
So it'll be 3rd and 14 now. Ball at the 16-yard line. They'll go to the air. They're going to go for a back shoulder fade in the back of the end zone, but there's double coverage, and I believe that one was intercepted. It was. And it's Snyder again, his 2nd interception in as many tries, and so they try to go upstairs, and that one is intercepted. Rollins, the intended receiver, and hard to criticize a play call when you're going to your 6'6" tight end, but Moon is able to come away with that one.
Yeah, I thought that may have been Scipio there, but regardless, is a tough play there. It's, you got a trusty receiver back there, but nonetheless, Woodland Hills unable to connect there. Tough play. They had success last week over the middle, but there they try and go for that similar play they did on the drive that worked to Scipio. Just no success there.
It is Scipio, the intended receiver. And so now the Wolverines able to get a little pressure. They'll bring the quarterback down on first down. A big sack there leading the charge for the Wolverines. Looked like it was Idris Goodlock. So the senior on senior night here at the Wolverina, able to get in there and disrupt things on first down.
Yeah, exactly what I think the Wolverines need to do. Start blitzing more. That's what they did last week against Seneca Valley. They had so much success against a big front line for Seneca Valley. So, if it worked for you last week, you got to go back to it, I would think, and see if you have success with it. Right there they did. You got to get the sophomore McGowan under pressure all night.
Idris virtually untouched there on the sack. That'll bring up 2nd and 16. And there was movement. Was it on the offense or the defense? See what our official has to say.
On the defense.
Apologize for the feedback there on the official's mic down on the field, but that one goes against the Wolverines, so it negates some of the yardage from that first down sack. It'll now be 2nd and 11. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. They'll hand it off here, and that one swallowed up in the backfield. Nothing going there. Good gang tackle there by the Wolverines, and so it'll be 3rd and long upcoming for the Tigers.
Yeah, senior Rodney Stubbs in on that play. He's been fantastic since he's moved to his full-time linebacker position.
No gain there. It'll be 3rd and 11. Ball still spotted at around the 19-yard line. Wolverines defense in the past 3 games averaging just 10 points against. They've given up an early touchdown here, but they've forced a 3rd and long. Pass downfield. There's a flag on the field. It looks like that's going to be pass interference along the sidelines. Intended receiver for the Tigers looked like number 6. Or not number 6, rather. I apologize. Number 5, Logan Young, the senior out on the left side. It went to Young down the field, and he looked to be held up on his way towards that long downfield pass.
Could be a sideline warning. That's what I'm hoping it is. Just as we see the motion by the official, I agreed, Vince. I thought it was going to be a pass interference or defensive hold or something like that, but looks like it's just going to be a sideline warning.
I'm glad it's twice here in the early going. Eric, to my right here, able to give the assist. And so it will be 4th down and long. Tigers in the shadow of their own end zone. The Wolverines set to get the ball back here with good field position. This one punted away. It's got an odd spin on it. Tracking over is Bailey. He takes the fair catch, a smart decision, and the Wolverines will set up shop just shy of midfield We'll step aside for just a second. When we return, it'll be Wolverines ball here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous.
So the Wolverines take over, ball officially spotted at the 48-yard line. They'll look to get it into enemy territory here on first down. They'll hand it off. This one goes forward and gets to just around midfield, and so a gain of 2 yards on first down. Clark with the carry there. So second down and 8 now as we near the end of our first quarter. This should be the last play as clock ticks down to about 15 seconds. They'll put 3 wide receivers on the field, 2 running backs. They'll fake the first handoff. It'll go to the right. They have plenty of room there, but a flag comes down. As it stands, it's a first down run. It looks like this one might be coming back. Zachary Threats with the carry there.
Yeah, tough break right there for Woodland Hills. It looks like it's going to come back for a hold.
Offense.
And indeed, it will be a holding. The clock will stop with 4.7 seconds left here. Take another look, see if we can't see where the grab was.
Yeah, it looked like number 53, Thomas Sheard there, you know, but as they always say in football, you could call holding on every play. So tough break that they for Woodland Hills, as it looked like that really wasn't even involved in the play per se, as Threats had a big hole right off the right side, right off the bat. But unfortunately, Woodland Hills is going to have to overcome that adversity on a 2nd and long here.
Indeed, they'll have it as about a 2nd and 16 at the 41-yard line. They'll send a man in motion. They'll fake the first 2 handoffs, give it to Threats once again. He's able to keep the motor running, and he'll get to about the 44, but it's a short gain to end our first quarter. Good bit of action here to start. A couple interceptions, one of which was turned into a 14-yard rushing touchdown by Dawson Snyder. The extra point was no good, and so at the end of one, our score, the Moon Tigers 6, the Woodland Hills Wolverines 0. Take one more look at that running play as we head to our first quarter break here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. A beautiful and chilly night here in western Pennsylvania, here down in Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania, for a 5A matchup between 2 Allegheny 8 conference opponents. It is the start of our second quarter here. The Wolverines going to start by airing this one out. They've got a man open. It's Scipio once again. He's able to get some separation, and he is down inside the red zone. They'll mark him down at around the 15-yard line. Another long completion going Scipio's way. He's got 2 long grabs already tonight.
Tell you what, Vince, that Williams-Scipio connection is doing big things for Woodland Hills. You only wish it would have been used earlier in the season if Williams would have been a quarterback. Man, just a great throw by Williams, and Scipio just does a great job of tracking this ball. Again, as I mentioned, Woodland Hills going over the middle. I love to see them going over the middle. You have to utilize the field.
And, you know, you talk about that, though. Both of these players returning next season. Williams a sophomore, Scipio a junior. So hopefully a sign of big things to come. They'll hand it off here inside the red zone. That looks like Clark, and it looks like a short gain there inside the 15 down to around the 13-yard line. And so it'll bring up second and around 8 there.
Yeah, the main area where Woodland Hills is having trouble tonight is those inside handoffs up the middle that, as you've talked about, that stout defensive line for Moon is just eating that up. It's hard to get any more than just a couple of yards. I think the Wolverines got to stick with running towards the edge and off tackle tonight if they want to have success on the ground.
And so it'll be second down. They'll hand this one off, a sweep to the right side, and again, good pressure in there. Littlejohn able to make the tackle. That defensive line opening up holes for those linebackers, and they are just shooting right on through.
Yeah, Woodland Hills tries to go with a jet sweep there and to get to the edge, but Williams isn't even able to get out of the grasp of Jamal Littlejohn there. Just a great job by Moon to break through so quickly. And a 3rd and long now after a big pass play, but you got 2 opportunities, I think, to get this yardage for first down.
Again, this is a defense that picked off talented Upper St. Clair quarterback Ethan Dahlem twice and sacked him 4 times last week. They have 2 interceptions here early off Deontay Williams. He just chucks this one out off balance. That one's incomplete on 3rd down, and so now it'll be decision-making time. Not a team that has done much with the field goal game. See if they trot out Garrett Matique or Gavin Moore, or if they'll try and go to the end zone here. They'd have to get the ball to around the 5-yard line to pick up a first down. So they can get the first without scoring here. And it looks like they will keep the offense on the field on what will be officially 4th and 14.
And you still can get the first down here, so you don't have to go to the end zone. You got to go pretty close. So we'll see if they target that Josh Rollins, a D1 Virginia recruit.
Well, they got a trip set to the right. Rollins trying to break through. He's held up. They don't have anyone open. Now they'll throw it to the back of the end zone. That one incomplete. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving around the end zone, but no flag comes out. And so the Tigers defense bends but doesn't break, and they'll take over right around their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, tough break there for Woodland Hills. And, you know, Deontay Williams rolling out to his left. I think they got to try it maybe to his right, because every time he's trying to throw across his body like that, it makes it harder to readjust your feet, make that throw. You saw that on the 3rd down play and the 4th down play. So maybe we'll see Deontay Williams rolling out to his right a little more. So the throw is a little bit easier for him to make, but that was just very good coverage also by Moon there.
So the Tigers take over, leading 6-0 here early in the 2nd quarter. That one just a keeper up the middle, and that won't go very far at all. A little pushing and shoving after the play. Team's getting a little testy here.
Yeah, Woodland Hills ready for that one, ready for the Wildcat. Littlejohn trying to take it straight up the gut, but nothing doing as the box was stacked with Wolverines.
Again, a big set here for the Tigers. They'll run it to the right. Going nowhere fast is number 2. So Dean, the ball carrier there. Sophomore is held up behind the line, so it'll be 3rd and long once again. The Wolverines defense doing a good job of forcing this Tigers defense into 3rd and long situations. Tigers have had a couple long completions down the field. See if they can hold them here and try and flip this field once again. Wolverines have had great starting position for the offense and just have not been able to punctuate any of the drives thus far.
A very important play here for the Woodland Hills defense. Got to get this ball back into the offense's hands.
Wolverines showing blitz. They'll bring 6 here. They try and throw that one out. It's a screen out to the right side, and it is going nowhere fast. That is a loss on the play. Great defense there. Logan Young brought down, did not even have a chance. As soon as he caught the ball, he saw a lot of black jerseys and blue helmets right in his face.
Yeah, great job there by Taiwan Milton of the Wolverines, wrapping up and tackling. He had a very similar play last week that he blew up in the backfield on a similar screen pass. And linebacker senior Taiwan Milton doing big things for Woodland Hills this year.
So another punt, and it's Young. After the reception, he lets this one go, and it will take a bounce around midfield and will go a bit further. A friendly bounce for the Tigers. It'll be down at the 45. And so once again, the Wolverines will start with good field position. We'll step aside for just a second, but when we return, it'll be Wolverines ball once again on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for 4 decades. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection, and emissions.
And we return here. The offense quickly on the field. It'll be first down. The fumble on the play. Tigers were signaling that they have it, but I think the Wolverines dove back on it quickly. So crisis averted there. And they got back to around the line of scrimmage. So all told, it'll be second down and around 10 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, some trouble on the exchange tonight, Vince, between Williams and Clark. You don't see that too often. But I think Williams is trying to read the defense, and in the process, he's having trouble deciding if he's going to pull the ball or give it to Clark.
A low snap there. They'll get this one out to the left side quickly. It's Bailey. He's able to make the first one miss, get some headway. The ball comes out. They say he was down. He took a hard hit, but is able to gain about 7-8 yards on second down. Sets up a third and manageable as they cross over midfield once again. All 3 drives, the Wolverines have gotten it into enemy territory. Still looking for that first score.
Yeah, Armani Bailey took a hard hit, but he can take the hit. He's not big in stature, but he is very strong, and he reminds me a lot of former Wolverine Art Tompkins, now playing at UConn. He's got a very similar style.
So it'll be third down, officially 4, ball at the 49-yard line. They hand it off here, and that one's swallowed up in the backfield. And so, all in all, a 3-and-out. The punt team will try and down the Tigers back towards their own end zone.
Yeah, Moon bringing the house on that play. I'm not sure about that play call there on a third down situation like that. Wolverines haven't had much success running the ball up the middle, so I would have liked to have seen maybe something quick to get the ball out of Deontay Williams' hands.
He's going to fake the punt here. Now he pitches it backwards. The ball is still loose. And the Tigers, regardless of who is falling on it, will take over in Woodland Hills territory. You've got to appreciate the mind there of Williams trying to keep that play alive, but the pitch ends up resulting in an even more negative net loss there. And so the Wolverines tried to catch the Tigers sleeping, but they were able to swallow that one up quickly.
Yeah, you know, I agree, Vince. If Tywon Milton's able to catch that little pitch from Deontay Williams, he may have been able to take it over the left side for a first down. You know, I don't mind a gutsy call. I like it. You know, you're not going to make the playoffs. You're in a situation where you're trying to play spoiler. I like the call to try and fake punt. Do whatever you can now to try and get a win tonight.
I agree completely. You go with what you got. You try and gamble here against a team that is hungry, looking for a home playoff win, and a team on the other end, the Wolverines, looking for a 3rd straight victory. They've run into some adversity here early in this one. Tigers leading by 6. They have the ball now inside Woodland Hills territory, but they're able to keep the first down gain to a minimum as Little John is wrapped up there. Looked like Scipio coming in from the cornerback position and wrapping up the ball carrier from behind. So a gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8 from the Wolverines' 40.
Yeah, the defense has got to keep up that bend but not break approach. If they can get out of this half with only giving up 6, that would be a win. Hopefully the offense can get on the board, though, but defense has got to keep them out here.
Clock winds down to about 5.5 minutes. Wolverines will bring some pressure here. That ball across the middle, and good defense there at the last second coming across the middle, almost intercepting that one. Great safety play by Gavin Yarborough. Yarborough was able to break that one up before it was in the clutches of the junior Dawson Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder went right up the seam, Vincent. He was wide open, and McGowan saw him, but that's when that ridiculous speed of the Wolverines comes into play. They're able to close on a play like that so quickly, and it looks like we actually have a holding penalty on the play as well.
So double trouble for the Tigers. There is the benefit for the Wolverines, and it will be 2nd and long now as they're pushed back out of Wolverine territory. Ball will be spotted at Moon's 49. And so now back to pass. They'll go with the screen, and Little John unable to come up with that one, and so it'll be 3rd and long. They had a receiver open out in the flat on the left side. It was Snyder once again, but that was a drawn-up screen play, bubble screen from the beginning.
Yeah, fortunate for the Wolverines that McGowan and Littlejohn unable to connect there, because it looked like Littlejohn would have had room to run. He had blockers, only had a few Wolverines to beat, and we know he can move on the ground. So big incompletion there, and Wolverines got to stop this 3rd and long now.
See what the Tigers draw up here. See how many the Wolverines bring here on the defensive line. They've got 4 down linemen. That's what they'll bring. They'll drop back into coverage. A little bit of time to throw here from McGowan. He releases this one. That one looks like it's completed down inside the 40 to around the 38-yard line. And now again, decision-making time. Do they keep the offense on the field with about a 4th and 6, it looks like, or do they bring out the punt team and try and pin the Wolverines deep before halftime?
And again, the Wolverines look to just send 4 there, and they don't send middle linebacker just Goodlock or linebacker Taiwan Milton or anybody else, and McGowan has time, gets out of the pocket, makes the completion, and I'm going to go for this on 4th down.
McGowan and company will stay on the field for this 4th and 6 at the 38-yard line. He is in an empty backfield. 5 receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. It'll be a passing play. Goes over the middle, and there was a good bit of contact there. And it appears there will be no flag. You can wear the blue-colored glasses, but that one looked like a hold up around the head area. Wolverines catch a break there, and so they'll get the turnover and the ball with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock here.
I didn't get a good look at it live, so taking a look at the replay, looks fast. It looks like there was contact between Milton and Snyder, but since I didn't see it live, I guess I'll trust you, Vince. But hey, Wolverines catch a break. They need that today.
They've been on the wrong end of so many of those. Good to see them catch the break. They'll hand it off here on 1st down. It'll be a nice gain of about 3 yards. So we'll see if they can capitalize now. Still down just 6. The defense has done a tremendous job. They've had a few openings here and there, but the offense has been unable to get it across the goal line thus far. Dante Williams and company have gotten the ball into enemy territory on all 3 drives thus far, though.
I think the Wolverines have to try and continue to exploit that Williams-Scipio connection and get Rollins involved. That's where they've had the most success tonight, when Williams has been able to have time to pass the ball.
Well, this time it's Clark, and Clark has 1st down yardage and more. He's up towards the 40-yard line. And that will be a long gainer there. That one goes from the 42 to the 40, so make that a gain of 18 yards on 2nd down there. And the chains will move. The clock will stop. Looks like Clark went out of bounds there.
Yeah, just a clean handoff there, and William Clark, when he gets that head of steam, he is hard to stop and bring down, as you can see on the replay, just fighting through multiple Moon Tigers there.
Had the speed to get around the defensive end. Dalton Dobbins there. And again, they'll go with Clark. And again, it's the same play, and it has the same result. A 1st down and more, a gain of nearly 15 yards, and he's down to about the 25-yard line.
I like that slight delay there. If you watch the instant replay, you can see Deontay Williams looked like he might keep it, but he decides to give it to William Clark, and Clark does his thing again, as you said, Vince, along the left side. He's having success over that left tackle, so see if the Wolverines look to continue that right now. It doesn't look like that's where defensive end Ben Bladel is set up right now. He's on the left side of the Moon line, but the right side of the Woodland Hills line.
He froze up Bladel on the play, and that opened up the hole. Bladel with a big booming hit there, but it was the wrong ball carrier, as Williams able to keep it. You see that defensive line a little confused down there. Another gain on 1st down.
Yeah, Williams, able to use his speed best in space, and he's having trouble getting out of the first initial yards there up the middle when he's keeping the ball. If you can get Williams in space, he is very tough to take down. But this is just a crucial series of downs right here for Woodland Hills.
2nd and 8 at the 24, a low snap. They'll throw this one out quickly, and that one over the head of the intended receiver. And that was Jeffrey Williams, the senior. And so it'll be 3rd down and 8 now. Ball just inside the 25-yard line. The low snap kind of sped up that clock, it seems.
Yeah, you're right. I think Williams would love to have that one back. Just rushed it just a bit. He had another second there. If he would have just waited just one more second, I think he would have been able to make that throw to Williams. And, you know, Williams is so athletic and talented. He could have made something happen there. But just a big third down here now for Woodland Hills.
With just over 2 minutes left, it'll be Williams who keeps it. He's spun around and brought down about the 22-yard line. So it'll be a short gain and another fourth down here upcoming for the Wolverines as they'll keep the offense on the field in search of their first point still. Clock will continue to run. Under 2 minutes here. What's been a quick first half with minimal passing. Both teams utilizing the ground game. Both defenses holding stout. It's just a 6-0 game here at the Wolverina. They'll go over the middle. That one is completed inside the 15. See if they'll give forward progress in the first down. It looks like it. And so it's a Wolverines first down. A fourth down conversion there and a big reception. Again, Jeffrey Williams, this time a little more time for Deontay Williams. He's able to set up shop in the pocket, get that one delivered on time. Nice timing route there. And so it'll be first down and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I love the play call there, Vince. That, you know, it's something you don't see enough of, I think, from Woodland Hills those time routes. They do it so well with Deontay Williams now.
They'll go with Clark up the middle. He's able to make a few tacklers miss. He continues to get spun around. And when all is said and done, it will be all for naught. No gain on the play. And we have a Wolverine down on the field. See if we can see who got rolled up on there.
Looks like it might have been Savon Givner is my first thought. It looked like that's who it was. And, you know, you can't lose linemen if you're Woodland Hills. They've struggled with injuries all season long, and losing Jameer Ulmer already for several games, a starting center for Woodland Hills. And you don't want to lose a guy like Savon Givner, a very talented junior, has done so much for the Wolverines on both lines, offensive and defensive, as he looks to be the Wolverine that's down. We still can't get a good look, but I think it is Savon Givner.
You saw in that replay, someone rolled up on his leg. That happens, as we see so frequently with linemen. And even when there's nothing wrong, it can be pretty scary when that happens. And so it looks like Givner is up and moving. Walking a little gingerly off. We'll see if he returns to the field. We'll take one more look at that replay. Take a look down there, number 52. As he just gets stepped on there. Looks like maybe a calf. We'll see if he returns here with just 1 minute and 13 seconds left in this half, or if he is able to come back out in the second half. Still walking pretty gingerly over towards the trainer's table there. And so the Wolverines will go back to work here and try and continue on without Givner. They've been marching down the field, a couple key plays, a fourth down conversion. They currently stand at 2nd and 10 with the ball at the 15-yard line of the Moon Tigers. They're threatening here to put some points on the board, down by just 6. Back to pass is Williams. Had one open to the left. He's able to roll out now. Has some time, has some space. He floats this one over the middle. It's caught, and into the end zone is Clark, the running back. Very great job there. Great job of kind of bleeding out into the flats. He hauls that one in, and a 15-yard touchdown reception puts Woody High on the board.
Great play all around, Vince, by Woodland Hills. Deontay Williams doesn't have it at first. You see him looking at his options. Then he decides to roll out to the right. And as we mentioned before, rolling out to the right might be better for Williams. Doesn't have to throw across his body. And then does a great job of finding William Clark on the run, who also does a great job of pulling that ball in. A tough catch to make, if you ask me. And big touchdown for Woodland Hills, as they needed to cash in on that drive.
Good awareness there once again. They'll go for 2 here. Bring the man in motion, Jeffrey Williams. They'll fake the handoff, and Deontay Williams is wrapped up quickly and sprung down.
I can't believe there was no whistle there. Pretty unbelievable if you ask me. Williams was in the grass for a while and then gets thrown down by Moon, and there was no whistle, and hard to believe there, but play just got blown up pretty quickly, so no good for Woodland Hills on the 2-point conversion attempt.
And so we will step aside. We do, however, have a tie ball game, folks. The 15-yard reception by William Clark will get Woodland Hills on the board. It's 6-6 here between the Moon Tigers and the Woodland Hills Wolverines. And you're tuned into the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek is the official pizza of the Wolverina and has been a family tradition since 1971. Fox's Pizza also features tasty appetizers, fresh salads, as well as mouth-watering hoagies and sandwiches. Fox's Pizza in Turtle Creek is conveniently located in Penn Plaza, so stop in to pick up lunch or dinner or call to place your delivery order now at 412-823-9960. From our den to your den, it's Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek.
And so we return here with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in our first half of play. The Wolverines on the board. And so it is 6-6. A short kick here is muffed at the 25. Tigers pick it up, and they are walloped. That one going nothing but backwards. Ball carrier there was number 2, Jeremiah Dean. And Dean was able to corral that one after muffing it for a quick second. And so with just 58 seconds left in the first half, the Tigers will take over at around their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, a little scare there for Moon, but nice job by Woodland Hills to end that play quickly. But again, taking a look at that touchdown, just a great pass on the run by Deontay Williams and a great catch by William Clark.
Williams great with the improvisation, was able to spin away, looked like he was going to be brought down on that play, but was able to complete it for a 15-yard score. And once again, we are tied 6-6. McGowan pressured there, let go of that one. And that one ends up in the turf. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. Intended receiver looked like it was Logan Young. Tried to come back to the ball, but just was unable to lay out for it.
Yeah, Jeremy Thomas, great pressure off his right defensive end position spot there. Blows up the play, gets a couple hands on McGowan, unable to sack him, but does enough to make him get rid of the ball quickly and force an errant throw.
Both defensive lines for these teams have generated a lot of pressure. And so we'll see if Moon can get the ball down the field with just 50 seconds left. The handoff here to Littlejohn, and he has some running room for the first time tonight. Gets the ball up over the 30 to the 31. And we see the Tigers call a timeout. Not yet. Perhaps they're content to let this clock bleed out. Go into the half with a tie game. Now 3rd down and 6. Out of the shotgun will be McGowan again. Looks to go downfield. Going up over the top. This one caught. The defender fell down. Now the little space going down the sideline. Took a little while to get him down. And again, a long completion. This time it is Young who's able to haul it in. The defensive backs want a push-off call. They're not going to get it. And finally making the touchdown-saving tackle was Eshawn Carter.
Yeah, not good at all for Woodland Hills there. As you look at that front line by Moon, a lot of holding going on there, but no call. So just a nice connection there from McGowan to his man Logan Young. And fortunately, Eshawn Carter is there to make the big tackle, or else that would have been 6 points for Moon.
William Chamberlain was the defensive back who fell down. He felt that he had been pushed to the ground. But again, Carter coming over and saving the touchdown. Tigers look to be in field goal range here. We'll see if they're able to get this one across the goal line or if they'll trot Zimmerman out for a try before the half. 12 seconds left. They still have timeouts to work with. So it'll be 1st down and 10. The ball spotted officially at the 18-yard line on the left hash. They have a shotgun set once again. 4 receivers, 3 of them out to the right. Littlejohn is his sidecar to the left. They'll go with a fade towards the end zone. Once again, it's Young, and he's unable to haul that one in. Good coverage there on the play by Jeffrey Williams.
Yeah, a little bit of help over the top there, so unable to connect is Moon, and 7 seconds left. So you got another time if you want to try one more play here, and you know the clock stops if you get a 1st down in high school temporarily, so that helps Moon too, because they can still get a first down here. You take another look, Jeffrey Williams there. Nice job to get his hand in there and knock that ball away.
The Tigers will line up the offense once again and take one more shot towards the end zone. Again, it's three receivers to the right, one to the left. A sidecar running back, McGowan with a bit of time. Pushes this one over the middle. That one almost intercepted. Coming across was Carter, looking to atone after the defense almost gave up a touchdown. Carter, a couple big plays on this drive, though. And so the field goal unit will come out for the Tigers with 2.7 seconds left.
Yeah, Carter read that one well. Again, his speed playing a big part. They're able to knock that ball away. And if only he would have been able to get two hands on that and pull that in. There was nobody there. He may have been taking that to the house.
And so it will be Zimmerman. He's set up on the left hash. The right-footed kicker will give this one a boot, but it's a bad snap. They'll go with a fake. That one completed over the middle, but all for naught. That one brought down short of the goal line, and so the bad hold off the bad snap results in no points. Take another look.
After 2 quarters of play tonight, the score is 6-all.
And so with that, we will head to the half. A surprise ending there on a weird drive, but we have the same game as when we started. We're all tied up. It's 6-6 between the Moon Tigers and the Woodland Hills Wolverines. We'll take a quick step aside, come back with just a little bit of halftime coverage, and then throw it to the bands here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been serving families in the Woodland Hills community since 1905 and is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home. For nearly 115 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities. Woodland Hills football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Tired of a dirty car? Mr. Magic Car Wash will have your vehicle looking new again in just minutes, even those tough to clean wheels. Try us out at any one of our 5 convenient South Hills locations for a car wash you won't soon forget.
Mr. Magic Car Wash, clean, shiny, and dry every time.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And so welcome back to the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Our first half of play in the books, and we ended how we started, tied. 6-6, 2 touchdowns, no conversions on the PAT or 2-point conversions. And so, Eric, what did you see out there in the first half? What stood out to you?
Well, I think the defense did a great job after the beginning of the game. You know, they had a tough time on that first Moon drive, but they really got things together after that. The offense struggled a little bit at first. Some forced throws by Deontay Williams led to interceptions, but he's made some great plays on the field tonight. I think the good plays have outweighed the bad for him, and most importantly, they got in the end zone right before halftime with that great play and pass from Deontay Williams to William Clark to knock this game up at 6.
It seems the offense has been moving along. All of their drives have ended up in opponent territory. What do they need to do to continue to punctuate these long drives? I think Woodland Hills needs to exploit that passing game just a little bit more. You know, that connection with Scipio, it's hard for anybody to cover that this year. And, you know, maybe get Rollins involved a little bit more. You still got to feed William Clark, though, when you can. He's just a horse. He's got some great lower body strength. He makes so many runs that seem like they're going to be 1 or 2 yards turned into first downs almost every time, does William Clark. So I think just keep mixing things up and keep Moon on their heels, because they're a tough defense. They got that tough defensive front, and we know that. Got to avoid the penalties again. That's what they did last week. They really did a great job of avoiding those penalties. Only a few tonight that have really hurt Woodland Hills, but overall, not bad. And if they keep it up, they can hopefully pull out a victory tonight. A false start and a few holds has been about it. And so some scores around the conference, around Allegheny 8 action. Penn Hills leads Baldwin in a close one, 7-0 in the first half. Upper St. Clair is all over Chartiers Valley, 28-6. And in the big matchup this week of 2 4-1 teams in the conference, it's Peters Township. They just responded to a Bethel Park touchdown. They lead 21-7. As we said here, our matchup tied at halftime. It is 6-6 between the Moon Tigers and the Woodland Hills Wolverines. And we'll step aside. We'll be back with the second half of action after the bands take to the field here on senior night at George A. Novak Field at the Wolverina. But before we go, Eric, any final thoughts before we throw it to the break?
Well, you know, the Wolverines have had some tough second halves this year. You know, they've led a lot of games at halftime, and they've blown those leads. The last 2 games, they've held on to those leads and done a great job of it, especially last week. They just looked so good. So I think this one's going to be a little bit different. You got a team who really needs to win this game. They're in the playoffs, Moon, but they want to win this conference, and they want to get a good seed in the playoffs. So it's a little bit different attitude, as this is a big conference game. So Woodland Hills has to keep up what they're doing, especially on defense. Stop Moon, get pressure on McGowan, force some turnovers, and the offense, I think it'll fall into place. After losing their last 3 games by just a combined 8 points, the Wolverines riding now a 2-game winning streak where they've blown out both opponents by over 25 points. So those big second halves, a big part of it indeed. We'll step aside. When we return, we'll have the second half of action. But this has been the halftime show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, and it's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar and Grill, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, the law offices of Owen Seaman, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle, Bush Brothers Car Care, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landing, and A-Boss Opticians. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network Halftime Show.
Welcome back to George A. Novak Field here at the Wolverina. We are wrapping up halftime and looking forward to a second half of a game that's been great thus far. A tie ball game, 6 points apiece on both sides. The Moon Tigers, the Woodland Hills Wolverines, all here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. I'm Vince Russo. To my right, Eric Schuley. Eric, tell me a little bit more about what you saw out there that Woody Hills did well.
I think pressuring the quarterback was one thing they did really well when they did it. Sometimes they were only sending 4 down linemen when they had 3rd and long situations, dropping more guys into coverage, and when McGowan was able to get out of the pocket, coverage would break down, and those 7 guys just kind of were irrelevant at that point because, you know, there was chaos, and he was able to make some big completions, especially on that first drive, a very big 3rd and long converted by Moon that led to their only score on the day. So I think the defense has to get pressure and blitz, and the offense, like I said, just has to be able to move the ball consistently.
Moon tough in the trenches. They have several large linemen that have paved the way to their 4-1 conference record. We'll see how the second half shakes off. or shakes out rather. We're going to take off for a few minutes, but we will be right back here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
A-Boss Opticians on Braddock Avenue in Braddock is your one-stop optical shop. With hundreds of the latest frame styles and lenses, the skilled opticians at A-Boss will help select and fit the best eyewear option for you. Plus, A-Boss Opticians is the best eyewear repair facility in the area. No matter what your eyewear needs are, make A-Boss Opticians your opticians. Call A-Boss Opticians at 412-271-4424 or visit abossopticians.com.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
A personalized education tailored for your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
Thanks for tuning in to the halftime show on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Woodland Hills Football is presented by State Senator Jay Costa. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar and Grill, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, the law offices of Owen Seaman, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek, Bush Brothers Car Care, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, and A-Boss Opticians. Now it's time for the second half.
Welcome back, and perfectly timed. We are about ready to get underway here in Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania for our second half of action here between two 5A WPIAL opponents out of the Allegheny 8 Conference. It is the Moon Tigers who enter in at 4-1 in conference play, 6-2 overall, and Woodland Hills 2-6, 0-5 in conference play. The Wolverines will kick off to start this half, and this one a short kick, taking it around the 40-yard line. And Moon will start this offensive possession with great field position. That one fielded and taken to the 42-yard line. That one picked up and returned by number 32, Ryan Hazen.
Yeah, Hazen did a nice job there of pulling that in, and we saw in the first half after the Wolverines touchdown that the kick attempt by Deontay Williams fell in no man's land, and they were able to corral it and keep it, but nice job there by Hazen for Moon.
So first down and 10, and what has been a defensive battle thus far, and that looks to continue here. A big pop there, and nothing going there once again for the tailback Littlejohn. And so the senior Jamal Littlejohn goes backwards, a loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Great job by Julius Brown getting the initial pressure, and then big Josh Rawlings breaking in there to get the second wave of Wolverines in there. Also, it looked like Taylon Brooks there to stop Littlejohn flat.
So 2nd and 11 now. Ball placed now at the 41-yard line. 59 more to go for Moon if they want to take the lead back in this one via a touchdown. That one passed out to the right, but that one skips off the turf. And so out into the flats, Logan Young unable to be connected with there. It'll force a 3rd and long once again, something the Wolverines, Eric, have done a good job of thus far in this contest.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Vince. Forcing those 3rd and longs, they've been very good at. When the 3rd down and long actually happens, they've struggled a little bit more with actually stopping the play. So we'll see if the Wolverines look to blitz here and get McGowan under pressure and get him uncomfortable back there.
So it is 3rd and long. Again, they'll go out of the gun. They'll set up the screen here. It's Littlejohn. He has a little bit of room to work with. He's going to get the 1st down and a little bit more. Is able to evade a few tacklers and gets to the 40-yard line. Eric, we've seen them try and set that up a few times tonight. That one, the first one that worked.
Yeah, before unable to connect with Littlejohn as he dropped the screen pass. This time, Wolverines get sucked in, and McGowan completes it to Littlejohn, and it's a big first down on a 3rd and long. And, you got to be looking to screen there. The Wolverines, the last couple times the screen's been run against them, they've done a great job of covering it, but right there, definitely not.
So it's a fresh set of downs in enemy territory. Tigers take over at the 40 of the Wolverines. Littlejohn will get the ball again. He's going forward 1 yard, and that's about it. He runs into that wall that is the Wolverines defense. A lot of black jerseys there. And so Littlejohn toppled to the turf after a gain of what will be marked officially as 2 yards.
May take a look at the replay here. You can see a couple Wolverines break through there right off the bat, including Tywan Milton, leading the charge for the Wolverines along with Julius Brown.
2nd down and 8, 3 wide receivers set. Littlejohn again to the left of the quarterback, McGowan. McGowan fakes the handoff, play action, he'll go over the top, trying to find some separation there, and this one is hauled in. A beautiful, beautiful grab by the leading receiver for this team, Dawson Snyder. Had the lone score for the Tigers, has an interception on the night as well, and comes up with a beautiful grab there.
Yeah, just not much you can do there. Great pass by McGowan. Look at that coverage by Scipio. He's pretty much all over him, but Snyder just does a great job holding on to that ball.
A nice pass by McGowan. And now to be Littlejohn, the Wildcat formation. He'll keep this one, tries to find a seam, cuts inside the 5-yard line. He's still churning, but he goes no further. And so he'll be spotted down at the 5-yard line, as it is now a goal-to-go situation for the Tigers. And early on here in our second half, the Wolverines clearly not ready on the defensive side of the ball. So a smart decision there by Coach Tim Boster to take the timeout. As you look, a chilly night here tonight, 47 degrees, but clear and cloudless skies, wind at just 2 miles an hour. Sun went down before kickoff, so that's when you know we're really getting into the thick of fall. Take a look at the Allegheny 8 standings, and those top 5 there, all with winning records, and not a whole lot of breathing room there, Eric.
Yeah, it's a big log jam up there in the Allegheny 8. Peters Township and Bethel Park, as you mentioned, playing tonight. Moon here at Woodland Hills. Baldwin, a non-conference game against Penn Hills. Upper St. Clair taking care of Chartiers Valley, and West Allegheny also with a non-conference game against possibly the best team in 6A, North Allegheny.
So some of those out-of-town scores that we know of, Penn Hills went into the half with a 7-0 lead over Baldwin in non-conference action. Chartiers Valley behind 30-6 at the half to Upper St. Clair. And in the big marquee matchup, Peters Township went into the half up 21-7 on Bethel Park. We regain play here, 2nd down and goal to go. A quick throw there towards the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. A nice adjustment there. McGowan had a lot of pressure. Had the Wolverines breathing down his neck, but he's able to get the ball out quickly to Dylan Sleva. And the sophomore, who stands at 6'1" with 205 pounds on him, is able to rumble his way in for the 5-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, it seems to be a pattern this year for Woodland Hills. They really struggle on initial drives for the opposing team. You know, at the beginning of the game, Woodland Hills has had trouble on drives on defense, and in the beginning of the second half, they've had trouble. And there's a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. Maybe it was roughing the kicker or running into the kicker. But again, Wolverines defense just has to tighten up.
As it stands, the kick up and good, which would make it a 7-point game, but the discussion being had down there along the sidelines with the 3rd-year head coach for the Tigers.
Personal foul kicking team. Penalty will be assessed on the receiving spot.
And so a bit of confusion there, but from what I think we've gathered, it was a personal foul against the Tigers, which will set up the Wolverines with better field position here to start their first offensive drive of the second half.
Yeah, definitely some confusion there. I'm not sure if we were able to get a look at that on the replay and what that could have been, but that will help the Wolverines, as it should back them up here. Or see, it looks like they're mark the ball off here on the kickoff. So the big leg of Jacob Zimmerman won't be such a big advantage here for Moon. But yeah, we're gonna get another look at the touchdown here, the fake handoff, and then the pass to Sleva.
Moon going with a good bit of play action on that first drive. Woodland Hills caught sleeping just a little coming out of the break. See if they can regroup with an offense that has done a good job working the ball down the field. They were only able to get it into the end zone once, but had it in the red zone multiple times. They should start off with better field position here as this kickoff from the 25-yard line. Zimmerman gives this one the boot, and it is taken by Clark. Clark takes it up over the 40-yard line, over midfield, has one more man to beat. He's off to the races, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he is gone. Eric, I saw you looking around. No laundry on the field, so this one stands, and the sidelines are just having themselves a ball. One play, and we are 1 point away from another tie ball game.
Now you know the Moon coaches cannot be happy with whoever was guilty for that personal foul, because that came into play big time on that kickoff as that moved Moon back. And then you notice a very line drive kick, low line drive kick into the hands of William Clark quickly. Did not give the Moon special teams enough time to get down there, and William Clark is dangerous no matter what. So he was able to take that with a head of steam and go right into the end zone. Big touchdown to answer quickly for Woodland Hills.
And so the Wolverines take the wind out of the sails of the Tigers quickly. They'll go for two once again, looking for their first lead of the night. This one snapped. They weren't ready for it, and this one's still bouncing around. The Wolverines will pick it up. They'll try and make something of it, but wrapped up way behind the play is Armani Bailey, and so a missed opportunity there. That's just a miscommunication between the center and the quarterback. And so it remains a Moon lead, albeit just 1 point after that long kickoff return. William Clark able to go 75 yards, and so an early scoring bonanza here on two drives to start this half. It is 13-12 between these two conference opponents. Both teams now taking a second to regroup, readjust. And we'll see if we can even catch our breaths here. Both of these teams scoring within the first 3 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, you really hope that that doesn't come back to bite the Wolverines on the 2-point conversion attempt that failed. They've done a good job overall, especially last week with the 2-point conversions. I don't mind the call there to go for two.
A reminder to follow us on Facebook. You can find us on multiple different platforms. We do broadcast through the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We are on Facebook, and as you see there, you can download the WHFN app on the Apple App Store or Google Play. A big shout out to everyone that has helped make all those avenues possible, and to all of you that tune in on a weekly basis. We have ourselves an excellent matchup here between two conference foes. Another very short kick, and the Tigers will gladly take that and set up shop right around midfield. There is a flag. And another personal foul coming out there. It looked like a shot was taken there by Taiwan Milton. A little jab to the face mask of one of the guys on the kick return team.
Yeah, it looks like he was going at it with Michael Eunice, the offensive lineman for Moon, who was out on the field there on special teams. And you know, Milton was retaliating, and often that's who they catch, and that's who they got there. But there was a flag before that, so we'll see if that was on Moon. Maybe these will offset.
Officials having a conference right around midfield to sort out where this ball will ultimately end up to start the drive. We know that one of these flags will be a personal foul against the Wolverines. Take a look there. Flag coming out in the backfield there. And this game has gotten a little testy throughout. And credit to the Wolverines, who are not playoff eligible at this point, still playing with a lot of pride, putting it all out there. The Tigers, certainly a lot on the line, trying to clinch a home playoff game after winning just one conference contest last year and finishing 2-8. The surprise story, sort of the Cinderella of the Allegheny Eight Conference. And so a long conversation being had here by this officiating crew.
Yeah, we'll see what comes of this. And you mentioned that, Vince, this has been a natural progression, I think, for Moon the past couple of years. They've been getting better. Last year, lost to Woodland Hills 20-10. We'll see what the call is here. Not sure if he turned his mic on there. We couldn't get anything from the official.
Well, the one thing we are getting, Eric, is a lot of unhappy Tigers fans as this ball gets marched down the field. You take a look there, Ryan Lynn, the third-year head coach for the Tigers, is livid along the sidelines. And so this ball will get marched back well into Moon territory. And instead of having the ball right around the 50-yard line, they're back to around the 15.
Yeah, my assumption, Vince, is maybe there were personal fouls that offset, and then there was another penalty on Moon that was the first flag thrown, maybe a hold or something that was a spot foul, and maybe that's why we see, and the Moon fans are upset. They don't get an explanation. I get that, but I think that has to be what it is. That's the only thing that would make sense here.
Tempers running high here in a one-point game with a lot on the line here. Wolverines trying to play spoiler here for the Tigers, who are looking for a conference title. Tigers will go to the air here. They'll have a big completion across the middle of the field, and they'll get the ball back up to around the 40-yard line. A long completion to Logan Young.
Yeah, that can happen often. Wolverines weren't quite ready, and just right over the middle of the field, and it was wide open for Logan Young there as he slips through a couple Wolverines, and just so much room to run after the catch, and that's not good. Not a good start for this Wolverines defense.
So a fresh set of downs once again. 1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. They'll hand it off to Littlejohn here. He's able to make the first few tacklers miss. He'll get up over the 40-yard line. Is taken down at the 41, gain of about 3.
Yeah, Littlejohn able to slip through the first couple tackles, but gets taken down pretty quickly after that, but still able to make something positive out of that for Moon.
Other than the long screen pass, he's really been held in check after last week having 93 yards and a touchdown. Moon without their usual starting quarterback, Dante Clay, who had 86 yards in the victory last week. He is out, but so far, Tyler McGowan trying to will this team to another conference victory. They are up by 1 here. They'll send Snyder in motion over to the right side, and there'll be 2 receivers on each side. They'll go to the air here. A free man running through. They'll throw this one away. Is coming quickly there with a lot of pressure was number 52, Savon Givner. And good to see Givner back in the game after looking a bit shaken up early in that first half.
Yeah, I noticed him on the last play. And missed tackle against Jamal Littlejohn, but it's great to have him back, as more often than not, Savon Givner is going to make big tackles for Woodland Hills and be involved and right there getting pressure on McGowan. And as we mentioned, Vince, you got to get pressure on McGowan, get him uncomfortable back there, and that's what Woodland Hills does. He gets out of the pocket, but unable to complete that pass.
3rd and long now upcoming for the Tigers. Can the Wolverines get this defense off the field? Tigers go over the top, and that ball is overthrown. McGowan took a shot at the end of that one, might have disrupted that pass and made it sail high. Good pressure by the Wolverines will result in the punt team coming on for the Tigers.
A nice job there by Woodland Hills getting pressure. Zachary Threats, first one in there for Woodland Hills. Luckily that ball was thrown a little high because he had his man there, Logan Young, over the middle as he was being covered by the linebacker, Tywan Milton. And I think Moon likes that matchup, to have a speedy Logan Young against a linebacker.
And so the punt team on. This one sails end over end, sort of wobbly. It'll take another positive bounce for Moon and will tail out at around the 22-yard line. We will step aside for a very quick break here. When we return, it'll be first down and 10 for the Wolverines on the Woodland Hills Football Network and Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or
And so we hustle right along here. 7 minutes, 23 seconds left in the third quarter of action here. A 1-point game, and it's first down and 10 for the Wolverines. They'll hand it off here, and a first down run moves forward up over the 25, but a flag will come out. And when those are in the backfield, it's usually a hold.
You know, I saw him throw that flag almost instantaneously when the snap happened. I think he's just falling under pressure to the yapping Moon coaches, because I don't know how he possibly could have seen a hold that quickly. That's just my opinion, but seeing it happen like that and knowing where he's lined up and who threw the flag there right near the Moon sideline, upset after what happened, you know, a couple minutes ago. And Woodland Hills, hopefully that'll maybe even things out in the mind of the coaches, but the Wolverines have to work through this as they are very far backed up now for a first and extremely long.
A holding call takes the ball back to about the 11-yard line. They need to get this one to the 33, so it'll be first down and about 22 yards. See what they draw up here. They'll hand it to Clark on the left side. He has a hole, looks to gain a good bit of it back, and he will. He'll get the ball up towards the 30-yard line. A flag alongside the side, 2 flags out. One is looking to be a sideline warning against Moon, as you see the coaching staff ushering for everyone to step back, but another one in the backfield as well. We might have another holding call against the Wolverines.
Tough break there for Woodland Hills on a nice positive run there by William Clark as the officials huddle up. Talk about what the call is going to be here on Woodland Hills, but Woodland Hills has battled through adversity all year long, sometimes coming on top of it, sometimes not. But this is a key drive here for Woodland Hills, especially at this point in the game, just about halfway through the third quarter. If you could get this ball down the field after some bad penalties, you could really start to demoralize Moon.
The Wolverines have huddled back up around the 5-yard line, anticipating a holding call against them. So no official's mic there. A little bit of confusion. I believe what he is signaling when all is said and done is that penalties will offset and they will rerun the down. See if we can see the hold here.
Looked like good blocking to me. Honestly, I'm not sure what that call could have been, but well, it looks like Woodland Hills is moving up now.
And so the ball will now be placed at around the 21, 22-yard line, much to the ire of the fans below us. But we move forward, and it is still first down. Quick handoff. Ball comes loose, though, and a great play by Williams there to put that left arm out and corral that one back up. That was just a broken play. And for as many times as we've seen the Wolverines be able to turn those into large gains, they're just thankful to hold on to the ball for that one.
Yeah, certainly, Vince. You do not want to lose the ball at that spot of the field and give Moon a ridiculously short field there. Luffy was through the offensive line extremely fast there. I was surprised to see how fast he broke through there. But Woodland Hills going to have to recover from that on a second down and very long now after the big loss.
2nd and 19 from the 15 is what it will be officially. They'll take this one from under center. Fake the handoff. It'll be a roll out and a pass, and taken down low was Josh Rollins. He corrals it just over the 20. good to see the D1 Virginia Cavaliers commit get a little action there. He hauls in what looks like about a 6-yard reception.
Yeah, nice grab by Rollins there, Vince. And putting the Wolverines not so far back on this 3rd down now, as this is a crucial down. You got to try and convert this here. We'll see if if they try to keep it on the ground. They've had success on the ground on 3rd down tonight, have the Wolverines, or if they opt to try and go to Scipio.
They have had Scipio over the top a few times. Deontay Williams has had a couple quality keepers. They'll line this one up under center again in the I formation, and Williams falls down, taking the snap under center. And so the punt team will need to come out on a disjointed drive for the offense. Penalties, again, rearing their ugly head. The crowd here a little bit of a factor at the Wolverina.
It's a bit of a head scratcher for me there. Deontay Williams has done most of his work out of the shotgun, and in a crucial 3rd and long, I don't know why you'd put him under center when he's also been under duress a lot tonight. So that's a tough break for Woodland Hills, but we'll see if he can get this punt off.
The punt is off. We'll take a quick moon bounce, but then bounces back for the Wolverines, and it'll be downed right past midfield, and will eventually die at the 49-yard line. So a short field to work with for the Tigers, but the Wolverines defense has been up to the task thus far. We'll step aside and come back with a 1-point game on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love.
1st down and 10, a quick shovel pass up the middle. They've got a wide open lane to the end zone, and a great tackle there to prevent it. A huge gain there. Coming through the middle was number 44, and that was Sleva, who had the touchdown early in this half. And if it weren't for Frank Keys, the freshman, making a tackle to save the touchdown, there'd be another 6 on the board for the Tigers.
Yeah, great job by Keys. He saw him get in late at the game last week at running back, and he showcased some of the speed that he has. Nice job to make that tackle, too, and keep moving Tigers out of the end zone.
Gain of 23 on 1st down. And now a quick pass there by McGowan. It's the same play they scored a touchdown on. It's the Sleva again. He's able to make a few miss. Continues to stumble, and rumble down to about the 5-yard line. And wow, that is a big boy there. He was able to lay the boom, initiate the contact. Used all 205 pounds of his frame there.
Yeah, Moon play calling is fantastic right now. You know, they're keeping the Wolverines on their heels, and it's just they're doing a great job of executing those plays as well. And Sleva using his size to get around a couple Wolverines there and just making big plays, and they got all the momentum right now. Hopefully the Wolverines defense can stand strong here at the goal line, though.
The Moon offense has been moving in this 2nd half. They have a touchdown drive under their belts already. See what they cook up here. They're going to go with the Wildcat once again with a heavy set to the left, and that's where they will run it. Just putting a lot of bodies that way. Littlejohn trying to cut his way back, but good pursuit there by the Wolverines. It'll be a nominal gain and a 2nd down and goal.
It's going to be hard to be successful against Woodland Hills on a play like that, as you can see the run into the short side, and Wolverines shut that down quickly as Littlejohn tried to cut up at the last minute. But Wolverines were all over him, but you know they got plays to waste a little bit on 1st down, so they got plenty of options here now on 2nd, as they've got, including 2nd down, 3 chances here to get this ball into the end zone.
2nd and goal, ball at the 4, placed on the left hash. They'll go back to the traditional set with the quarterback back there, McGowan, Littlejohn, the tailback. They'll fake the handoff to him. They're trying to go to Sleva again. Good coverage. Trying to force it at the last minute into the end zone. Was it caught? It was. That will be a touchdown. Hauling it in at the last second was Dobbins, who is a fixture on the defensive line. But he has the soft hands there and is able to put 6 on the board.
Yeah, again, a nice play called by Moon. He had multiple options. Did McGowan. Rolling out to his right, had to make that throw across his body, but he did a great job of making the throw on the run, finding his open man, as he had a couple options, as I mentioned. Dobbins was the best, and he hit him there for 6.
Dalton Dobbins into the end zone, the second touchdown throw for McGowan. And so that's where we stand. We have a 20-12 game as the PAT is up and good. When we return, it's an 8-point game. Woodland Hills will try and get back on the board. It's the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back, one and all. 2:23 left here in the third quarter. A 4-yard touchdown reception from Tyler McGowan. It is to Dalton Dobbins. The PAT was up and good, so it is 20-12. Moon over top of Woodland Hills. The Wolverines will get the ball here. Fair catch at around the 25-yard line. Thought that the kick coverage was coming a little quicker than what it was, and so that one hauled in by Deontay Grant, but a smart decision all in told to make sure that they have the ball and no hit jars it loose. They'll still have decent field position to start with at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Wolverines certainly ensure possession there with that, but I'm always in favor of taking a shot with it, and I think Gant just wanted to secure that possession, just wanted to secure the possession like you said, but so dangerous as we saw with William Clark on that kickoff return. It's a shame they couldn't get better field position, but they can get down the field here.
They've had a propensity for big plays. They'll hand it off looking for one here on first down. Clark able to ram his way forward up to around the 27, 28-yard line. And so a short gain on first down. Clark's had a couple long runs, but not quite as explosive as we've seen him over the past 5 weeks, but hard to match what he's been able to do, averaging well over 100 yards as we see him there getting the first down carry.
Yeah, you know, Savon Givner, I've noticed in there at center right now, and he has not played much center at all for the Wolverines this year. It's been Jameer Ulmer most of the time when he's not injured, and when he's been injured, it's been mostly Keyshawn Frazier, so got to keep an eye on that.
Looking to the air, they have Bailey. Bailey's able to corral that one, and he's up over midfield down to the 46-yard line. They'll mark it officially at the 45, and so a long gain there. That will be about a 28-yard throw and catch. Deontay Williams has put up some numbers tonight through the air, and again, he's able to flip the field for the Wolverines.
Yeah, just a great job by Deontay Williams. They're so poised right there on that play. Made a great throw, some great arm strength to his man Armani Bailey. Just a shame he couldn't slip through that last tackler because he would have been gone with his speed.
They'll bring the blitz here. Williams tries to keep it himself. He's wrapped up in the backfield. He'll lose 2.
Yeah, Wolverines really having a tough time against this front. Like Bladel in on that play there for Moon. Just so hard to break through these tough Tigers up front.
Down under a minute already here in what has been a quick third quarter and a quick game overall. Plenty of fireworks, though, in a 20-12 game. Both teams have made a lot of big plays. They've struggled to cap off some of these drives. We'll see if the Wolverines can do that here. Just a one-possession game. Roll out to the right. Williams looking downfield, able to make a few miss. He's going to take off and run now. Makes another one miss. Gets past Littlejohn. He'll get up over the 40 and finally is swarmed by Luffy. And now a flag comes out at the end.
Yeah, just undisciplined there, Vince. Savon Givner came in late, hit a Moon Tiger, just not, you can't do that on a play like that. Deontay Williams able to slip free and make something out of nothing, and then you just give yourself a personal foul, just really shooting yourself in the foot.
A tough break there after an excellent effort by Deontay Williams, and really did take a broken play and turn it into a substantial gain. We'll see the official call here. Again, official struggling with his mic, but as we know, it's a personal foul against Givner and the Wolverines. And what has been a physical game thus far. Take one more look at what Williams was able to do before that was offset.
Yeah, dealing with a lot of low snaps here, as I mentioned. Savon Givner doesn't play much center, but he's doing a good job in there. And Williams just slipping away, showing so much of his athletic ability here. Multiple Tigers missing tackles, then lowers the shoulder. And just right here at the end, you see Savon Givner come in and give a shot to a Moon Tiger, and it's just not what you want to do at all.
Another broken play. The ball is loose once again. It's still out on the field, and going back for it, I believe the Wolverines finally fall on it.
You look like Jeremy Thomas there, falling on the ball for the Wolverines. And just going downhill now. You still got time to be able to catch yourselves if you're Woodland Hills, but not good things happening here right now for Woody High.
So it looks like the end of the quarter has come, a perfect time for a timeout for a Woodland Hills team that's lost a little bit of its momentum. We'll see if they can get it back. We'll step aside. It's still a one-possession game here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for 4 decades. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Bush Brothers is the place for you. Bush Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back. One more quarter of play here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. I want to thank all of our contributing sponsors, especially State Senator Jay Costa. It'll be 4th down now as we flip the field. Wolverines will bring out the punting unit after the offense was unable to get anything rolling there due to a few major penalties. They'll give the ball back to the Tigers with an 8-point lead. 20-12 is our score through 3. Wolverines trying to play spoiler for a Tigers team trying to secure a home playoff game a year after winning just 1 game in section play. Quick snap there, the punt end over end. This one will take a very friendly bounce. And so the Wolverines will down it around the 30-yard line. So all things considered, they're able to flip the field pretty well. Deontay Williams does a great job getting that one away quickly with the pressure. And Moon will take over with about 70 yards to go to pay dirt.
Yeah, can't say enough about Deontay Williams. Does it all over the field for Woodland Hills, able to get that punt off quickly as he was getting rushed by several Moon Tigers. And this is just such an important drive for the Woodland Hills defense. This is absolutely when you need a turnover. You got to get that ball back in the offense's hands. Still a one-possession game, so you got to get the ball back any way that you can.
Well, the Tigers will set up shot here right past the 30-yard line. Defense trots out on the field for the Wolverines. And we'll see if they can get a major stop here. They need to get the ball back. That 12 minutes will go quickly as it is 1st down and 10. Officially at the 32-yard line. Shotgun snap. They go back to pass quickly. Let's get this one out to Snyder. He takes a lick there around the 35 and is pushed out of bounds. William Clark coming over and laying the boom. And so that is a short gain, about a 3-yard reception by Snyder. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, very nice job there by William Clark. A good pass by McGowan, but just even better job by William Clark to close on that play quickly and get to Dawson Snyder and get him out of bounds fast.
So 2nd and 7 now. Again, out of the gun, McGowan. Little John Switches from left to right on his side. Wolverines will bring 4 down linemen. Stubbs coming around the back trying to apply pressure. They'll get rid of it at the last moment. And great presence there by Scipio to get the hand around in front and bat that one away before it is completed to Jeremiah Dean, who's had a few big receptions tonight, but Scipio says no to that one.
Yeah, strong throw from McGowan. Tried to zip it in there, but Tariq Scipio was just Johnny on the spot right there. Made a great play to come in and avoid a pass interference call and get the ball knocked away from Moon there to cause the incompletion.
So 3rd down, a big 3rd down, 7 to go. Ball is spotted at the 35-yard line. Wolverines trying to get the 3 and out here, get the ball back. Down just 8, still a 1-possession game. Out of the gun again, it's McGowan. Looks downfield, has a few receivers, lots of time to throw. He lets this one go, has the man open, and catching it at the 42-yard line and stepping out of bounds is Dean.
It's hard to believe that the Wolverines aren't blitzing right now. Again, they only send 4. McGowan has time. He gets out of the pocket. He's hopping around back there with plenty of time, finds his open man for an easy 1st down. I don't think McGowan would be able to handle it if the Wolverines just sent even 2 more, because they're already holding the 4 that come up that are coming off the line of scrimmage for the Wolverines.
See if they bring any more pressure here. They'll motion Littlejohn out. Now it's an empty set. They'll go to throw, and it's a holding call, so this one will get thrown out of bounds. McGowan just ends this play quickly as it is headed backwards. Tigers the guilty ones now.
About time they throw a holding penalty on Moon. It's been all night, especially DeJuan Howe's coming up the middle. He's the one that got held there. And finally the refs throw the flag on Moon on a holding call, and so we'll set the Tigers further back here to reattempt the 1st down.
Take another look, a very clear hold there on the arm and the shoulder. And so that will push the Tigers back to their own 42-yard line, as it'll be 2nd and a mile, 1st and a mile rather, after the long completion and the holding call. McGowan with a little bit of pressure here, still time to roll away. He's going to go deep once again, has a man open, and it's in and out of the hands. Just lost that one up in the lights, and unable to come down with it is Dobbins, who had a touchdown reception on the last drive, but the defensive lineman unable to corral that one in.
Yeah, little things like that I think can help the Wolverines. There's still plenty of time, but incomplete passes like that, they stop the clock. And like you said, Vince, that 12 minutes can go very, very fast. So if you can get incompletions, any little battle that you can win is huge. And now, Moon's still backed up far on a 2nd and long. You got to continue this if you're Woodland Hills and get the ball back in the offense's hands fast.
It'll officially be 2nd and 27 from the 42. As you look at the fans bundled up out there, temperatures in the mid to low 40s, but that wind chill, as we know here in Western Pennsylvania, sure as heck can feel a lot colder than that. Moon offense here trying to heat up itself. They'll pass it over the 50-yard line, back down to around the 40, and again the reception is made by Dean. And so the ball will be spotted out officially at the 38-yard line, which will make this a very interesting 3rd and manageable, as the Tigers able to pick up about 20 yards there on 2nd and long.
Yeah, again, the Wolverines only send 4. McGowan has time to make the pass, and that's a big win for Moon there on 2nd down. They got a lot of yardage, put themselves in 4-down territory now, so they got 2 tries to get this 7 yards.
See what they can do here. Back to pass once again. A quick out to the right, caught and pushed out of bounds inside the 30. Tigers are able to move the chains, but the clock will stop with 10 minutes and 28 seconds left. Tigers overcome a 1st and 27, and they will have now a 1st down inside the 30-yard line. It's officially marked out at the 27.
Yeah, it looks like the Wolverines are almost playing like a prevent D right now. They're giving way too much of a cushion to the wide receivers. If in my opinion right now, you got to be up on press coverage. You got to be right in their face right now at this point in the game, down by 8 points.
See if they go to Dean again. They run the same route. They go over the top this time, and that one incomplete. Looked like a Bit of a miscommunication there. The receiver, Snyder, did not look ready for that ball to be in his vicinity. And so that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, falls incomplete. Almost looked like Eshawn Carter was very close to picking that ball off for Woodland Hills, but again, the clock stops. Another opportunity here. This is when the Wolverines really need to get a sack if they don't put the ball on the ground here.
They will go with the little shovel pass. It resulted in a long gain the last time, but the Wolverines are able to stay at home this time. A nice tackle by number 9 for the Wolverines. That's Taylon Brooks. First time we've heard his name tonight. He's normally a fixture on that side of the ball. Comes up with a big tackle there.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't hurt the Wolverines as much as it did last time, but that's still a pretty good chunk of yardage there for Moon as they're right outside the 20 now, and 3rd and about 4 here, and like I said, still got about 2 chances to get this yardage.
McGowan again out of the gun. 3 receivers set, 2 running backs. The give to the right side is Little John. He's able to make a few miss. He's able to get through that first line of the defenders, and he gets down inside the 10-yard line to around the 6-yard line. That'll set up a goal-to-go situation once again for the Tigers. They come up with a big break there. They needed 4. They ended up with 16.
Yeah, you know, you don't see that often. Josh Rollins was the first man there, and he missed the tackle. And, you know, he's so sure, such a short tackler, and he missed that tackle and a couple other Wolverines as well, and that really comes back to hurt Woodland Hills.
Quick snap here. It's Little John to the right. He finds very little running room, but is able to fall forward to the 4. And so that run to the right side will net 2 yards. Will now be 2nd and goal. Still a lot of chirping going on down there between these 2 conference opponents. Amani Bailey, the first one in there, but finally taken to the turf by Antone Meredith.
Yeah, lots of penetration there from Woodland Hills. Nice job bringing them down quick.
2nd and goal from the 4. Moon trying to make this a 2-score game. Snap, fake, they'll go out with a play-action pass. McGowan running out of time, throws it to the end zone, and again, the touchdown grab is made. For the 2nd time tonight, that is Sleva.
Yeah, that's just great execution there by Moon. Woodland Hills had that covered pretty well, but they were just able to execute the play, and great job by McGowan rolling out and finding his man. As you take a look at the instant replay, not much more I don't think Woodland Hills could have done there. Something that hurt there as you watch the instant replay, William Clark slips coming off the edge, and that definitely helped out Moon there. But unfortunately, Moon getting into the end zone there, and that's a pretty big touchdown here late in the game.
PAT up and good. And so 7 more on the board makes it 27-12, a 2-possession game. We'll step aside. You're tuning into the Wolverines and Tigers on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills High School Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek is the official pizza of the Wolverina and has been a family tradition since 1971. Fox's Pizza also features tasty appetizers, fresh salads, as well as mouth-watering hoagies and sandwiches. Fox's Pizza in Turtle Creek is conveniently located in Penn Plaza, so stop in to pick up lunch or dinner or call to place your delivery order now at 412-823-9960. From our den to your den, it's Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back once again. 8:32 left here in the 4th quarter. Moon tacks on 7 more, and so it is now a 15-point game, 27-12, with just over 8.5 minutes left. A short kick here. Wolverines will take it at about the 25-yard line. They'll get a couple blocks over the 25, up over the 40, going towards the 45, but wrapped up and thrown backwards was Dante Grant.
Yeah, Gant did a great job there of taking that kick. I think he wanted to redeem himself from that fair catch. And a nice little return there sets up the Wolverines. And, you know, you don't have a ton of time here down by 2 scores. So if you're going to get back in this game, you got to do it quickly. So I would expect to see the Wolverines put this ball in the air and watch Tariq Scipio.
See if they go to the deep ball threat, who has 2 large receptions tonight. Coming off a game with a rushing touchdown. So a dual threat. Lil John leaves the field. Had his helmet off. The officials were talking to him. They're looking at his equipment. Not sure exactly what's happening, but now they'll officially take him off the field.
Certainly given them lots of time there, Vince. I don't know why you would just cater to the defense like that, but they do.
See if Woodland Hills snaps it here quickly. The defense for the Tigers a bit off kilter there. They'll give this one to the halfback, and that is Threats. Zachary Threats gets a nice seam up the middle, and so the senior gets a carry on senior night. And he will move the chains and take the ball into opponent territory once again. Take a look.
Great cut by Zachary Threats there. Right up the middle there after the cut, and just big first down run there. And, you know, he's a very talented Wolverine who got to see a little bit last year. Make some big carries.
You saw the linebacker there who replaced Little John was in place to make the tackle there. And McKee Humphreys fell down. So Wolverines capitalizing on one of the better playmakers on defense being out. Now Deontay Williams spinning away, trying to get away from the pressure. He's wrapped up and dropped at the 44-yard line. So a big loss there on second down. That'll make it second about 17. Williams spinning around trying to find some space there, was tailing backwards and brought down.
Yeah, it looked like if Williams would have pulled the trigger, he would have had Jeffrey Williams. He had Jeffrey Williams streaking across the field there, and on a post pattern, he definitely had him open. He was unable to pull that trigger, and cost the Wolverines big time there as Blado gets another sack.
Williams with 2 interceptions early in the first half. Maybe a little worried about that now. A false start there. As the snap came late, looked like they were trying to get the ball to Jeffrey Williams on the jet sweep. So that will march the ball back another 5 yards for the Wolverines. In the second half, they have really struggled to get out of their own way offensively, to put it as mildly as possible.
No, you're exactly right, Vince. This hasn't been the right approach, I think, in my opinion, here in the second half against a very, very good Moon defense. And they've had some success, but you know, certainly struggled here in the second half to move the ball.
So it'll be 2nd and 22. They'll go with a quick pass there. That one's hauled in, and continuing to get away from the defense is the receiver Scipio out there, but he's officially dragged down. Forward progress will have him at the 48. Can't really fault the play calling. It's been sort of just the execution with the holding, the penalty, some of the little things we've seen from a young team that hopefully as we head towards next season they continue to clean up, because we sure have seen some real glimpses, Eric, of these playmakers being able to make some really special things happen.
Certainly, that's why I'd like to see the players get used in space a little bit more, but we haven't been able to connect on some plays here tonight, that's for sure.
Crowd comes to life here on 3rd and 15. Williams gives this one a ride, but it is well over the head of the intended receiver. And so now it is 4th and 15 with 5:55 left on the clock. You'd have to think the Wolverines will keep the offense out here on the field, needing 2 scores with under 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, if you're going to have any chance, you got to go for this here on 4th down and hope you can convert on a 4th and long. Pretty much your only chance here if you're Woodland Hills, but we've seen magic before. A couple years ago, pulled off a big touchdown from Daniel Jones to Avram Abramovitz to win that game against Moon a few years ago.
Back to pass again is Williams. Goes with the screen there, and it's batted away and almost intercepted at the last moment. With a lot of daylight in front of him was Dalton Dobbins. He was looking for his 2nd score of the night. But he'll have to settle for a turnover on downs, and the Tigers will take over on the right side of the field. We'll have the ball at Woodland Hills' 48-yard line with 5 minutes and 49 seconds left, and you can feel this crowd here on the Moon sidelines. They're starting to feel the anticipation of what might be their first home playoff game in many, many years.
Yeah, it's tough, you know. You don't have a lot of plays you can go to on a 3rd and long like that. the team might know a screen is coming. They can see it. They can read it, especially a very good defense like Moon, and I think that's what happened right there, and it just got blown up, and it was very hard for Woodland Hills to try and execute that play.
We've seen Deontay Williams take a big step forward throughout this season at quarterback. Do you feel that the 2 early interceptions maybe felt him get a little more antsy in the pocket and reel it in a little more?
Yeah, I think he's really gathered himself very well since those 2 interceptions. Like you said, he's been great since he's taken over the starting job, and it's so positive to know that he can be back for the next 2 years for the Wolverines and get that experience of these last 6 games under his belt is going to be huge for Deontay Williams.
Defense will have to come up big here and quickly. They could certainly use a turnover. Both teams have timeouts to work with, but just 5:49 left in this contest. Wolverines trailing by 2 scores, 27-12 is what we stand at here in the 4th quarter. A receiver all by himself, and a flag comes out on the field as number 9 was not in the huddle, but hustled out onto the field late. And that is Isaiah DeMichelle. See what the official call is. Tigers coaching staff, again, not happy with the call on the field, but it looks like the Tigers will be headed backwards once again. And that'll be a false start for the Tigers, and so they will have to kickstart this drive on their own side of the field now, as they march that one back 5 yards. Officials almost forgot to do that. It's an important part of the penalty.
Always comes into play majorly.
And so it'll be officially at the 47-yard line of the Tigers. They'll send a man in motion. That is Sleva. And now they'll hand it off to Littlejohn. Littlejohn finds a crease over the right side. He's able to get up towards midfield. A stiff arm will get him a little bit further. He's tossed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. The officials get in over on the sidelines to get everyone out of the thick of things there. We've seen players get testy on both sides of the ball, a couple personal fouls throughout the night, and so don't need anyone getting into anything over there. Luckily, both sides return to their respective huddles, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 7, Wolverines.
And see if the defense can step up big here. You know, it's a tough point in the game here, approaching 5 minutes, down by 2 scores, but still want to play with all the heart and passion that you played with all season long and try and force a turnover here against Moon.
One thing they did well was to push that ball carrier out of bounds, so the clock has stopped. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. Littlejohn trying to break this one to the left now. He's able to make a couple tacklers miss, and he stood up as he gets close to that 1st down marker. The ball will be spotted around that 40-yard line. We'll see where they put it officially and who it favors. Take another look at that run, though. It'll be inside the 40, towards the 39, so a pretty generous spot overall for the Tigers. Big hit there at the end of the play by Jeffrey Williams. And so now it is, well, I believe should be 3rd down and 1 as they change the scoreboard and we get ready for what is maybe one of the largest plays of the game here. McGowan will stay in the gun. See if they go to the air or keep it on the ground here. 3rd down and 1. Woodland Hills down by 2 scores. They need a stop. They'll do the quick pitch play, and that will be just enough, dragging defenders forward inside the 35 is Sleva. And so Sleva comes up with his 3rd big shuttle reception of the night. And that one will move the chains and, more importantly for the Tigers, keep that clock rolling.
Yeah, exactly what they want to do, run the clock here and finish this one out as they are going to take on West Allegheny next week, who is going to have a very tough time making the playoffs themselves, Vince. West Allegheny is, and Fox Chapel was a winner tonight, and I believe Kiski was too, and that's going to hurt them big time because they can't do any better than 6th place, and the best they could do is a wild card into the playoffs right now.
Keep it on the ground again with Littlejohn. He has very little room to work with there, a nominal gain of 1 or 2 yards. Woodland Hills will continue, unless they get a big turnover here, to search for their 1st conference victory next week against Chartiers Valley. That game will be at Chartiers Valley over the Bridgeville area. We will have coverage of that one. Eric and I will be on the call once again. And so a good effort by this Wolverines defense. And they need just a little bit more here if they want a chance to get back in this one, see if they can't generate a turnover with 3.5 minutes left here at the Wolverina. Trying to pick up a win on senior night. They'll hand it off to Lil John once again. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and doesn't go much further. Gain of about 1. Some of these seniors have certainly played well tonight. You look down this roster. Jeffrey Williams with a couple plays in space. Rodney Stubbs at linebacker bringing the pressure. Zachary Threats, a couple nice carries on the offensive side of the ball. We saw him knife through for a tackle for a loss.
Jeremy Thomas as well. I'm not sure if you mentioned him, but yeah, he does big things on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive line. Thomas Sheard.
Can't forget William Clark.
Of course, William Clark.
75-yard return touchdown. Run to the right will be Lil John once again, and he's pushed backwards. A nice tackle there. Taiwan Milton, another senior, with a nice tackle there. So this Woodland Hills team certainly not having the season that it had hoped, but these seniors have put together some impressive performances throughout the season and will certainly be missed for their efforts throughout the past 4 years, which, take this season aside, they're just a few plays away from advancing incredibly deep into the playoffs last year.
Yeah, a heartbreaking loss last year to West Allegheny in the playoffs, and this year several heartbreaking losses. So close, just like if a couple plays would have gone a different way for Woodland Hills, they'd be in Moon's position right now, sitting near the top of the conference if they could have pulled out victories against Upper St. Clair and West Allegheny and Baldwin.
3 losses by a combined 8 points. It's certainly been tough. We'll step aside perhaps just one more time. When we return, we'll have the end of this one. You're tuned into the Wolverines and Tigers on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back once again. Down to 1 minute and 46 seconds here at George A. Novak Field at the Wolverina. Moon is up 27-12. And a fumbled snap. They haven't fallen on it yet, and finally they do. Moon almost opening the door there, a crevice for the Wolverines. They tried to get cute with it, and Jeremiah Dean almost fumbled it away. And so that was a 4th down play there. They were trying to get another first down and beat the clock out. And so that will result in a turnover on downs. A score update from the big game of the night. Peters Township all over Bethel Park, 30-7 at the end of the 3rd quarter. A victory by the Indians there would be big for Moon, because Moon beat Peters Township just a few weeks ago. Bethel Park would have 2 blemishes on the season. Moon and Peters would both have 1, but Moon would have the tiebreaker. Williams looking to get this one downfield quickly. Had Scipio, but the pressure altered the throw, and it was just a little high. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10 now. Clock working against the Wolverines, but it stops there with 1:34. And the Wolverines needing 2 scores. See what they draw up here. Williams trying to keep everyone engaged and hopes alive here. They'll need a score quick. See what they can come up with down the field. He's in the gun once again. He'll take the snap. Pressure coming. He gets walloped. The ball looked like it came loose. It did. Let's see what they signal. It's Tigers' ball, and that will just about do it. Coming unblocked around the right side was McKee Humphreys, the sophomore, 6 foot, 165-pound linebacker, take another look. He just came streaming in. The ball came loose, and then it was Dobbins who fell on it. So now the Tigers can come out in the victory formation. They will have their first home playoff game in quite a long time, the Cinderella of the conference, after winning just one contest last season.
Yeah, this is a program that's on the rise. They have had very little success over the years, and that's why you see all the excitement right now. And to get a big win tonight and move to 5-1 in the conference is huge for Moon, and they are beyond their way to the playoffs. And next week, still a tough matchup on the road at West Allegheny, and never, ever can consider an automatic win against a tough team like the Indians. So, and you know they'll still be fighting and trying to get a victory there, as they may still have a glimmer of hope at the playoffs. But, you know, you take a moment, you look at the way the conferences are. It's just a tough break for Woodland Hills because they play such a tough conference schedule compared to that to that conference. Penn Hills is in that Northern Conference. You got a team like Mars right in second place. They lost to Kiski tonight, a team that Woodland Hills pretty much blew out on the road. So it's just a tough break. You know, a lot of it ends up being who you're in a conference with, and Woodland Hills in a very tough conference and some close games this year, unable to pull out those close games, and you know, they drop one tonight and called 0-6 in conference.
It really is a game of inches. Moon able to pick those ones up tonight. They'll get a victory along with it as the clock bleeds out here. They won't run another down. And so the Tigers will come away victorious, and more importantly, one win away from capturing a conference title. They will be alone at the top of the standings with the Peters Township Indians unless Bethel Park is able to put together a 23-point fourth quarter comeback. All in all, our final score tonight is 27-12. The Moon Tigers take down the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Moon will move to 7-2 on the season, 5-1 in the Allegheny Eight. The Wolverines will drop to 2-7 on the inverse side, 0-6 in conference play. We'll talk a little bit more about how we got that score, and then we'll talk a little bit about our player and play of the game when we return. But keep it dialed in here. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and Tigers here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale has recently been named among the 33 best sandwich shops in America. But folks in the Woodland Hills communities have known that for over 80 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're sure to love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been serving families in the Woodland Hills community since 1905 and is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home. For nearly 115 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities. Woodland Hills football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Tired of a dirty car? Mr. Magic Car Wash will have your vehicle looking new again in just minutes, even those tough-to-clean wheels. Try us out at any one of our 5 convenient South Hills locations for a car wash you won't soon forget.
Mr. Magic Car Wash, clean, shiny, and dry every time.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back once again. We are here with our post-game coverage of what was a 27-12 decision in favor of the Moon Tigers over top of the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We're here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. I'm Vince Russo, alongside with me, Eric Schuley tonight. Thank you, everyone that's joined us. How we got here tonight, going through the scoring recap. Things got started early in the game, a 14-yard run by Dawson Snyder over the right side. It was a sweep, and that made it 6-0. The extra point, no good. That's where we stood early. A quick rebound there by the Wolverines. A 15-yard reception by William Clark. He gets into the end zone. They went for 2. It failed. It was 6-6 at that point. Woodland Hills would never take the lead. They would get to the tie, but after that, the Moon Tigers took control of the game. 13-6 after a 5-yard reception. McGowan to Dylan Sleva on a shuttle pass. That PAT good. He was able to roll out off the play action and get that one across the goal line. 13-6 after that point. And then a big turn of events, a 75-yard kickoff return. There was a personal foul against the Tigers on the PAT attempt, so it gave a shorter field, a shorter kick. It was a line drive. William Clark took that one all the way back. The PAT, again, no good, made it a 1-point game. I know, Eric, you had a really good vantage point of that kick return. Talk a little bit more about that kick and what allowed William Clark to take that one coast to coast.
Yeah, well, being backed up off the kickoff, like you mentioned, after that personal foul, hurt Moon mightily. And then the low line drive kick got to William Clark so quickly that the special teams for Moon barely had any time to get down the field. That gave him a lot of space initially, and with how much speed and agility he has, he was able to go hit the hole quick, and just nobody could catch him. He was barely even touched on that kickoff return. It was a great, great display of his talent there for that big touchdown for Woodland Hills.
As we said, the 2-point conversion after that, no good as the snap fired off early, a miscommunication. So that's as close as it would get. 2 4-yard touchdown receptions after that. Moon going from McGowan to Dalton Doblin and then to Sleva once again. Both PATs good. Our final score, 27-12. That's where we land. Again, Moon moves to 7-2 on the season, 5-1 in the Allegheny Eight Conference. They will host a playoff game this season. On the other end, Woodland Hills, again, close but no cigar. They fall to 2-7, still winless on the campaign in the Allegheny Eight Conference. Eric, I'm just going to open it up. What are your thoughts?
You know, the Wolverines came off 2 very, very good games tonight. Again, first half was they played pretty well. The second half, just again, they had more troubles all year. The second half, other than those 2 wins, have really, really, really been tough for Woodland Hills. They haven't been able to have any answers. The other team always comes out firing, and it looks like Woodland Hills is starting a few steps behind, and they can never catch back up in the second half. And that's what happened again tonight. The second half was pretty ugly overall, but the Wolverines still fought very hard, led by sophomore quarterback Deontay Williams. The defense did everything they could there, but Moon just prevailed in the end. And again, I just have to say, you know, it's just a tough break for Woodland Hills playing in such a tough conference, because if they were in that Northern Conference with Penn Hills, I can almost guarantee you they'd be right at the top first or second with some of those other teams that Penn Hills plays against. But hey, that's how it is. And you know, next year you'll see with if they have to realign classes and conferences, to see what happens. That's a whole other story. But you know, just you can't say enough about how much the Woodland Hills Wolverines fought all year long and played with so much passion and heart. And next week, hopefully, they can cap the season off on finish the season off on a good note.
Yeah, they're not done yet. They have one more contest. Before we turn our attention to next week, we'll step aside one more time and return with the Patrick T. Lanigan Play of the Game and the State Senator Jay Costa Player of the Game. So you've tuned in to the Wolverines and Tigers. Again, a 27-12 victory for Moon over Woodland Hills. When we come back, we'll have our recap and wrap things up here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for 4 decades. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Bush Brothers is the place for you. Bush Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment.
Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek is the official pizza of the Wolverina and has been a family tradition since 1971. Fox's Pizza also features tasty appetizers, fresh salads, as well as mouth-watering hoagies and sandwiches. Fox's Pizza in Turtle Creek is conveniently located in Penn Plaza, so stop in to pick up lunch or dinner or call to place your delivery order now at 412-823-9960. From our den to your den, it's Fox's Pizza Den in Turtle Creek.
Whether you need a new website or want to improve your existing site, Web Landings can serve your needs. Web Landings provides professional, easy-to-maintain websites for businesses, organizations, and individuals. Discover more at weblandings.com and find out how editing your site can be as easy as using a word processor. Plus, we offer 1 year of free hosting for any website developed. Visit weblandings.com today.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Woodland Hills Football Network. Vince Russo, Eric Schuley here to my right. It's towards the end of the night. It's getting a little chilly outside, so you know what that means. It's time for our Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home play of the game and our State Senator Jay Costa player of the game. So we'll start with our play of the game. Eric, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I think you got to go with that 75-yard kickoff return by William Clark. You know, it was a crucial touchdown at a crucial point in the game and got the Wolverines to within 1 after the failed 2-point conversion. But you know, it seemed like things were starting to go Woodland Hills' way at that point, unable to keep it up and you know, build on that with the Wolverines. But hey, at that time it was huge, and it was just a great job by William Clark and his special teams to make the blocks. And for him to take that to the house, it was great to see, especially with how hard he's worked all year.
You know, a sidebar that just came to my mind, I don't think we talk enough about this season. The special teams really has been pretty good. The return team has done a good job. Not that I can think of there's been any super long returns against the team. They've done a good job in punt coverage. Deontay Williams has been able to pin opponents back deep. You know, if you talk about one facet of the game that's really continued to improve and stayed, you know, performing in a positive direction throughout the season, I think special teams have been that part of the game for this team.
I think you're very right about that, Vince. And, you know, sometimes the return team is unable to do anything with if it's kicked out of bounds or it's kicked short by other teams because they want to avoid the dangerous return man from the Wolverines. But on the other side of the special teams as well, you're right, the tackling has been good all around. And, you know, you see a lot of younger underclassmen on special teams often. So that's great, and that's very that keeps your hopes up for the future for the Wolverines.
And before we sign off, we got to get to our State Senator Jay Costa player of the game. And sticking with that theme of the 75-yard return, We kind of tried to mull around. We looked at different options, but we both agreed it's definitely William Clark on senior night.
Yeah, it's hard to go against it. You know, he had 2 touchdowns. He was just such a force all night and all year for the Wolverines, including last year. He's done such a great job, and, you know, you got to give a shout-out to his line up front: Julius Brown, Jeremy Thomas, Savon Givner, DeJuan Howes, Thomas Sheard. Guys who have done it all year. Keyshawn Frazier, Jameer Ulmer's hurt, but he's done great when he's been in there. Just all year they've been able to open up holes for him, and he's been able to hit the hole hard and just do a great job. And just you can't say enough about how hard William Clark has worked, and you can see it on the field. And, you know, he's just done such a great job for Woodland Hills, and he's been such a great back all year. And, you know, he's carried on the tradition of great running backs here at Woodland Hills.
And we joke about trying to switch it up, not because he's not deserving, but because it feels like we've called his number for this award many, many times this season. But again, for a guy that's been averaging over 125 yards over the past 5 weeks, it's hard not to give it to the guy. And he came up big again tonight, scored both touchdowns for the team, a 15-yard reception for a touchdown where he was able to flare out of the backfield and made a really clutch reception, and then that 75-yard return that put them right back into the game and gave them a ton of momentum before the failed 2-point conversion. But with that, we will sign off for the evening. It's been a pleasure to bring you all of the home game this season. We will take to the road one more time. Next week, we'll be in Bridgeville for a contest against Chartiers Valley. We will both be on the call for that one. I'm super excited to see the Wolverines vouch for their first conference victory of the season. We'll see if they get it here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. For Eric Schuley and the rest of our talented crew, I'm Vince Russo. We'll catch you all next week here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa. Everyone have a great night.
Today's broadcast of Wolverine football was presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine football is also brought to you by the Triangle Barn Grill, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, the law offices of Owen Seaman, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Fox's Pizza Tent in Turtle Creek, Bush Brothers Car Care, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, and ABOS Opticians. This broadcast has been a presentation of A.W. Gusky Productions and LG3 Entertainment. Copyright 2019.